How strong are upgrade advantages in ZVZ? We start with speed roaches against slow roaches. Let's go. So, Team Red has roach speed. Team Blue doesn't have it. And other than that, both teams are on 0-0 upgrades, as you can see. And now, let's see who will win this fight. Looks like an advantage for the red team. And we have the red team winning with 8 roaches remaining. Test number 2. This time both teams have roach speed, but Team Red has +1 weapon upgrades. Team Blue still no upgrades. Attack. Very interesting. Of course, we expect the red team to win, but let's see. And the red team gets a win with 7 roaches remaining. Number 3. This time it's +1 armor roaches against unupgraded. Let's go. And both teams have roach speed. Yo guys, and we have the upgraded team winning with 8 units remaining. Test number 4. 1-1 roaches against unupgraded roaches. Attack. Yo guys, and 1-1 wins with 10 remaining. Test number 5. We have 2-2 roaches against unupgraded. Attack. Yo guys, and 2-2 wins with 12 remaining. Final test, 3-3 roaches against unupgraded. Attack. This is of course unlikely to happen in a real game scenario, but I still just want to show it. Yo guys, and 3-3 wins with 16 roaches remaining. Hey guys, and to summarize the results, I made this Excel sheet. So here we have the 6 scenarios, the 6 advantages for the red team. That's the number of roaches left for the winning team, the red team, and that's the percentage of the initial army value left. So in the beginning, each team had 20 roaches in all of the tests. And what we see is quite interesting. So roach speed already gives a very solid advantage. Just having roach speed against non-roach speed wins with 40% of the initial army value remaining. Maybe that's somewhat surprising. Why does roach speed already have an effect? But I mean, it's always like that. Speed upgraded units always win against non-speed upgraded units because the speed just makes it way easier to get into position and get a surround against the slower units. So speed at 40% winning is already very solid. The +1 weapon has a pretty similar strength. It has 7 roaches remaining, 35% of the initial army value left, and the +1 armor has almost again the same percentage. So according to this simulation, the 3 upgrades, speed, weapon, and armor, are almost equally strong. And this also made a little bit surprising because, I mean, +1 weapon increases the damage by +2, but +1 armor increases the armor by just +1. So you might think that +1 weapon is stronger, but we see both upgrades are almost equally strong. And I made here this little explanation. So note to +1 weapon, the unupgraded Roach deals 15 damage because it deals 16 damage and the enemy has 1 armor. And this means that it takes 10 shots for the unupgraded Roach to kill the enemy Roach, okay? But then if the Roach has +1 weapon, the Roach deals 17 damage, that is 18 damage minus 1 enemy armor, and this means that it takes 9 shots to kill an enemy Roach. So with +1 weapon, the shots to kill an enemy Roach goes down from 10 to 9, okay? And if we look at +1 armor, we see a similar advantage because an unupgraded Roach takes 15 damage from an enemy Roach because 16 minus 1 armor. So this means that it takes 10 enemy attacks to kill a Roach. But if the Roach has +1 armor, then the damage comes down to 14 damage, and this means that it takes 1 additional enemy attack to kill the Roach, okay? So with the +1 weapon upgrades, the shots needed to kill an enemy goes down by 1, and with +1 armor, the shots needed to kill the armor upgraded Roach goes up by 1. So the two upgrades are pretty similar in the effect they have. And then we have +1 weapon and armor. This is of course stronger, and we have a percentage of 50% remaining Roaches. Very nice. +2 weapon and armor is even stronger, 60%. And then we have the +1, +3 weapon and armor remains with a very strong percentage of 80% initial Roaches surviving. That's very strong. And of course you might ask, which upgrade is the strongest? So I think some people might say Roach speed is the strongest because all of these upgrades have essentially almost the same win percentage. But Roach speed just costs 100 and is the fastest one. +1 weapon costs 100, and +1 armor costs 150, but +1 armor also applies to the Zerglings, and the ZVZ usually starts with Zerglings into Banelings into Roaches. So I mean, it's up to you. If I had to choose one of these, I would probably go for armor because it has essentially the same advantage as the other upgrades, but it also applies to Zerglings which are typically used in the early stages of the game. Alright dudes, thanks for watching.